Oh, no, you're good.
What is up, world? Bet Champ Show After Hours. We are off and rolling. Got the fellas in here. We got E-Money out on assignment this time. So we'll be sure we have them back here Saturday. But E-Money on assignment. We are off and rolling. Though, guys, follow us TikTok, Instagram at The Bet Champ Show, as well as X at Bet Champ Show. Guys, we're giving out those plays to you each and every day for free. Sach and myself have been on an absolute heater lately, especially rolling into the night, looking good, doing well. Did absolutely killed the playoffs this year for the NFL as well as Super Bowl picks. So we are off and rolling here for you guys, and here doing this after hours show just to talk a little sports with you guys, have you guys hang out. But we are here doing it. I got my man, North Glenn's finest, Sach man in the corner. Sach, how you feeling tonight?
Feeling great. We're on a roll in the props. It's going to be a good little break for everyone, in the gambling world, I guess, for NBA and NFL. So might have to dip into some college. I don't know. But, nonetheless, feeling good and
like it.
Ready to pick up some steam once it's over.
Absolutely, 100%. And then, as always, back from assignment, he's just one man with that glass in his hand. We got Whit in the building, ladies and gents. Whit, how you feeling? How you doing? What is good? Good to have you back.
This Kirkland signature purified water, still healing up from the old bout with the COVID. So I will be hydrating tonight and in the days to come, but super pumped to be here. Missed it last time. Southern California traffic, man.
Absolutely. Good to have you back. We didn't get to ask you this last time, just with you being out, just kind of wanted to throw this to you real quick. What are your thoughts on pretty much All-Star weekend with this All-Star break? Are you really into everything going on with that? Do you really watch that, or is it kind of not really for you or anything? We were just kind of saying how. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I love All-Star weekend. I think it's one of those things for me. I can throw the grill on. I can ebb and flow out of the room. There's a lot of things going on. There's a few things obviously you want to sit down and watch. I think this year obviously is going to be the Steph Curry 3-point matchup against the young lady. So that's the one I'm going to be tuning into. I think it's awesome. That he's humble enough and isn't so egotistical that he does that. Whatever the results may be, he's definitely providing a platform for the women's side of that sport. And we'll see how that ends up. And I like the fact that they're not altering. He's using men's equipment. She's using women's equipment. I think that's the one that I'll be tuning into. But I'll obviously watch the celebrity game and things like that. You always like to see that the guy the celebrity you thought might be athletic, but he's super awkward. And then the one that's just like you couldn't believe he has that much, much rhythm on the court. So those are my two things I'm excited for.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely kind of what you were.
The season. This is the start of the season. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, this is where you kind of, after this break is where you see only 27 games, I believe, remaining after All-Star break. So, we're kind of getting to that time, guys. Playoffs are going to start going and whatnot, so we'll have to get our analysis out, kind of where we're at from there. But, no, yeah, we'll have to, as well as the show, just get a couple late night plays going for the All-Star break, just a couple fun ones out there. We'll have to see what's going on. We were kind of saying, it's great and all. I don't really watch too much of the All-Star weekend stuff just because a lot of the guys don't really play in it. Especially with the last game, everyone's kind of just no defense or anything. Everyone's sitting out, but nonetheless, like Whit said, definitely something to have on in the background and get going. I do like that Steph Curry and it's Sabrina, right?
Yeah.
They're doing that. Yeah, they're doing the 3-point shootout, which is really cool for her and him at the same time. Bringing those two games together. So, yeah, nonetheless, we'll see if we got any action going that way as a show. But cool stuff. Whit, kind of where are you at right now, too? We kind of talked about this on the last show. Going into the All-Star break, what kind of teams are you looking at right now? As to kind of what you said, the NBA officially really starts after the break. So kind of where are you looking at with teams right now? Anyone you're on the lookout or have your sights on at the moment?
I think obviously the Lakers are still interesting, whether they're going to they're going to turn it around and be able to propel themselves into one of those last seeds. Or, it would be amazing to see them, the Warriors, in the play-in. I think that would be something that would be unique. But honestly, man, the Bucks getting it together, coming together, and love to see them make a deep run. Would love to see a competitive Eastern Conference finals. I think the Eastern Conference is interesting. I think the Western Conference is fascinating. When you look at, you got the Nuggets, the Clippers are balling. Dallas is interesting. They can beat you. That those two guys get hot, and then over in the East, obviously the Knicks, the Bucks, the Celtics. I'm intrigued to see if the Knicks can keep it up. So I'm excited because I think both conferences are 4 deep. So I think we're gonna have some good matchups.
Absolutely, yeah.
Team
Sasha,
that really needs the break right now is freaking the Bucks. I mean, they're in a shootout right now with the Memphis Hustle, their G League team.
Yeah, it's
bro. They're down by 8.
Yeah, they're down by right here 5, right behind me in the third quarter. 79. Well, now they're down by 8. Yeah, you have a faster stream out there in Colorado, but yeah, man, it's interesting, dude.
They just can't.
Man, like at some point, Giannis got to fucking lead the team. He's got to do something. They got to have a players only meeting or something.
Yeah. Oh, and Robbie, the Steph under is looking good. I know Robbie's watching right now. So
yeah, shout out to Robbie in the chat.
Robbie was ragging you, bro, in the comments today on IG.
Oh man, was he dragging?
He was ragging Zeej over the Steph under. He said the dumbest pick I've ever seen. This dude don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, Robbie drug him. Damn, Robbie went from babyface to heel in a hurry.
Dang, Robbie. Well, shout out to
Robbie didn't. He didn't. He wasn't ragging you. I'm just kidding.
Take a quick break in the action here, guys. We are live on live on Twitch, X, as well as YouTube. Shout out to our guy Robbie in the chat, always keeping us real and whatnot. We are off and rolling. Kind of get back into a kind of an interesting story. I know we're kind of breaking a little later from hearing it, but I just wanted to hear your guys' takes on that whole pretty much it was the whole LeBron going to Golden State rumor. Definitely want to hear both of you guys' takes on kind of what you thought of it. Obviously, it's not going to happen coming from LeBron and whatnot, but kind of your guys' thoughts. I know you guys are big Warriors fans and everything. What was kind of going through your mind kind of when that news broke to you guys?
Well, I mean, it was kind of like it kind of really didn't mean anything because we didn't hear about it until after the deadline, like a couple days after. So I was like, it's pointless to really talk about it. But
right, yeah.
It really didn't mean much, but I'm surprised the Warriors actually try to make a bid in there. But it would have been nice, to be honest. But I would have been curious to see the package deal that we don't know any of that info, what package they were sending over,
who was going to go,
who they were sending over. But no, I mean, like I was telling you, Zeej, when you were saying LeBron might get traded, he was already locked in. I think they just took a shot in the dark to see where they're at. But
yeah,
I mean, it really didn't hold much to me. It was shocking, but I don't really have too much to say on that, honestly.
Yeah, I like Sach was kind of like, what would the package look like? And I know what the package would look like from one player standpoint. That deal doesn't get done unless Kuminga goes, right? And I don't want to see Kuminga go. So that was the piece. It's like I'm not giving Kuminga and whatever the haul you're going to give in the forfeiture of draft picks for the next whatever amount of years, right? For LeBron James at this stage of his career. In addition to, I want to see these guys compete, and I don't want to see. Look, Steph Curry has done nothing but strengthen his legacy since Durant has left. That he continues to do it, even though they're struggling this year. I think if LeBron comes over, say they win a chip next year, okay, Steph now has 5, LeBron has 4, and you start to look at it. Yeah, but 3 of Steph's have asterisks. Also, LeBron now with Steph has another super team due to the Warriors dynasty and stuff. So I think it's just bad. I'm not a huge LeBron guy. I think he's kind of a front runner, and the walking past and sitting down with his hat on during national anthem, that was the last one for me. So I didn't want to see him in the Bay. but that's me. What?
No, yeah.
What's up? That was harsh, but dude, that was the most disrespectful thing I've seen in the last decade from a professional athlete. But you know,
Obviously, to Sach's point, right? It's really pointless, all the trade deadline's over and everything. It didn't happen. It was just kind of interesting that they were kind of going through that. The other interesting thing to me was LeBron actually saying no. I believe if that actually did go through and whatnot, I feel like just talking fan wise, talking with the world and everything, I think everyone would have lost it involving like LeBron's legacy and whatnot. That move, him now going over to Golden State and everything. Just kind of an interesting story there and everything. But hey, dude said no. He wants to stay in LA.
Yeah, I think that has to do with his son too. You know what I mean? His family's out there.
Yeah. He's so comfortable. He got his house out there. He'll figure it out next year. He probably even looked at the Warriors like, we're not going to make a run even either, because whatever the haul is, he's going over there to replace all those things. It was just I think it would have probably been a lose for the Warriors in the short term, because then LeBron goes to free agency, I think, after this year or the next year. So.
And LeBron would have had to play, like, you would have had LeBron at, like, I don't know what you do if you put Looney back out there, and then you got Draymond at the 4 and then LeBron at the 3. I don't know how that looks. Would Wiggins go? Would Clay go? I think that you would the Warriors would be so thin, I don't think they could compete anyways. But I think if they did go to, like, the finals, I think Steph would have a really good chance of winning that MVP, just due to the fact that I think the amount of open looks he would get from LeBron just driving the lane and kicking. But I also think that LeBron has conceded that he's not going to get 6 titles. He's not going to match Jordan. So really what he's really laying on is, now I got to stockpile my stats.
Yeah, no, I agree. It would have been an interesting story for sure, but like I said, just another story for the media to get out there and talk about.
Just in the blast out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I mean, shoot, another game or another team to look for after the All-Star break is going to be like who I was just talking about, the Bucks. I mean, they got Middleton out and they just look completely lost, bro. Like I just don't get it. They're losing games left and right.
Yeah.
Especially with all that move, Doc Rivers. I think he's there for like 3 years now. It's just going to be interesting to see how that team goes, because Giannis does not look happy at the end of these games. He was even going to sit out tonight, but the fact that he went out there and played, I think that's like a big testament to how he feels. He's not even comfortable.
What was your thoughts on who the 76ers tried to grab? I mean, didn't they go after Durant? They went after.
Oh yeah, they said the Sixers tried to get
LeBron, Durant, Bradley Beal, Booker. Booker. It was crazy.
They probably try to get everyone.
But I mean, it doesn't matter if Embiid can't play and it's not 100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the Suns are even cooked, bro. Bradley Beal is made of tissue, made of literally tissue. They played 2 nights ago. He got hurt in the first 5 minutes just running up and down the court, pulled his hammy. Dude, this dude is a freaking just a scammer. He got the bag in Washington, didn't do a damn thing, gets hurt every other game, and he's been hurt all season for the Suns. He makes finally like a little 10-game stretch of him playing, and then he just blasts off, freaking pulls his hammy.
I was dying the other day on the B Squad on TNT. Candace Parker was referencing him. She's like, he's balling first half, but I mean, for having like a broken face, and they all started dying. They're like, what? She's like, I mean, I don't know what other way to put it. Man's got a broken face.
Yeah, and broke his face, pulled his hammy.
Dude, I feel like he's I don't know, man. Like he's made of tissue. That dude is hurt all the time. And the thing is, it's not like he's a in the paint downhill guy. You know what I mean? So it's like,
right,
you're out here like yo, and you're getting these kind of injuries. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah, I think the Suns kind of screwed up not getting anyone like I think they screwed up not getting a point guard in free agency. I wanted to see them get like Tyus Jones or someone like a true point guard because I don't think Devin Booker is going to be the long term or the short term answer for them just having him at point guard.
You know who I'm interested in? I left him out in the soliloquy at the beginning, but man, the Sacramento Kings, man, they really, I mean, they blew Sabonis's 35, 18, 12 night.
Oh my God, bro.
But then you have De'Aaron Fox has like 28. You know what I mean? He can go for 40 any night. And like they're dangerous if they get in the playoffs. That team.
I think that night he had 40 as well.
Yeah, it was something crazy. Like they shouldn't have lost. You know what I mean? Like you had a 35, 18, 12 guy. You assisted on like I think it was like 75% of your baskets.
Yeah.
And you lose to
that was nuts.
Devin Booker makes a play at the end of the game. So I think the Kings, man, I don't know if that culture's starting to seep back in. I don't know if, you know, we'll see what Fox does the second half if he's going to be hot. That he was a snub, you know.
Yeah, I just think they're short on their bench. All they have is Malik Monk.
Yeah,
I mean, after that, you really have no one out there that you know is going to make an impact night in and night out.
What's your take on the Kings, DJ? Like, I think they're
I was just going to throw that out there. The Kings have really been interesting for me this year, especially betting wise. Definitely a fun team to watch betting wise. They have a lot of options. They got shooters. We talked about this too. De'Aaron Fox did get snubbed for the All-Star game. That guy, I don't know how he did not make that All-Star break. I think he's playing with a lot of vengeance. I really do like the team over there. You got Sabonis. I like Kevin Huerter, the spot-up shooter. Sach knows a lot about him. He's got a lot of good money for us with his three-point shot. They do have Keegan Murray and everything, but he's kind of been on a down slope over there. He looked to be like a great, like third, almost second scoring option. Hopefully they can get him going after this break because, man, he had a nice three-point shot, could definitely get to the rim, but just slacking. And Sach knows a lot about where we're at with that. But I really do like the Sacramento Kings. They're a team I will put on my list to kind of look out for after this All-Star break. They just play with a lot of fire and energy. And for the most part, you know, they're kind of that middle age, almost young guys in there. I like what's their coach's name? Coach Brown, right? Coach Brown. Mike Brown. Yeah, I love him. I love his energy. And they're trying to do something that Sacramento hasn't really done, you know, before, right? Just them actually getting a playoff win last was huge for them and whatnot. So, yeah, I agree to what Sach is saying. Their bench is a kind of a little iffy over there, but that is a nice team with a lot of energy over there. And definitely a team we've been putting a lot of bets in lately just because of the energy they have over there. So watch out for them come this playoff run. The
most exciting playoff series to me, I believe, was last year that I've seen in a while was the Kings Warriors went 7, you know, and that, to me, that's the best playoff series I've seen, you know, in the last
year. That was a dog fight.
So awesome. It's interesting. That one's going to be interesting. That place is always rocking. You know, I'm from up there, been there. You know, Arco a lot, and now it's whatever it is now. But that crowd is always crazy when they win. You know, too young for you guys, but the old Lakers, Mike Bibby, you know, Weber, D-Bots, Stojakovic. Those were some battles. So it's good to see them back in that light. You know, having a chance to compete. So that's going to be going to be an interesting road down the stretch.
Yeah. I will add this about the Kings. What I really like, obviously we've been talking kind of with the Bucks, right? The Suns, you know, a lot of these teams kind of got new guys on the team and they look to be making it almost worse in a sense. What I love about the Kings is they pretty much have that same roster from last year. And they got a good step last year, you know. Obviously, they didn't go far in the playoffs or anything, but that was a big first step for them to get them in the door. And to what you guys just said, right? That playoff series with them and the Warriors was awesome. It really could have gone either way. Obviously, the Warriors, the more experienced team and whatnot, but I love that same Sacramento Kings team is coming back into this year's playoffs, and I'm really excited to see what they do. Look out for those guys.
You know how the playoffs is. I mean, you guys both balled, you know, competitively for a period of time, longer period of time. But how do you feel about the playoffs? Like, what team? You know, it's more physical. It's called differently. It's like that's the one gripe I have on the NBA. But it's like a whole new season when you get in the playoffs. everything about the game changes, the way it's officiated, the way it's played, the teams that are built for it. And that's what I think the Celtics have to make the biggest leap this year, because can Tatum and Brown be those dogs, stay healthy, take the banging, you know what I mean? And then, win a championship, because I think that's been the knock, is once they've got in there, yeah, they put up points, but there's games when they get pushed around a little bit and their production slips and they get beat. So I think that's the team for me. Like, they got to get over the hump this year. If not make it to the finals, if not win the finals, make it to the finals again. But what's your thoughts on some of these teams like Phoenix, or like I think the Kings will be okay unless they get to the Western Conference Finals or the finals. I think they'll have a little bit of issue, but like the Knicks are interesting. They're physical, you know.
Here's the biggest thing right here, and especially for all the viewers and listeners out there. The one thing you got to think about coming after All-Star break, and you kind of hammered it right there, Whit, is this is really where it starts right after All-Star break. Especially coming into these playoffs, you are really only going to see a rotation of around 8 to 7 guys at most. You know, so a lot of these guys on your team aren't even going to play. So right here, throughout the year, you were kind of seeing your young guys play, the guys you're trying to develop. That is not going to be the case really after All-Star break. They are going to start to get that playoff rotation going. So this is really where you find out what team you got heading into the playoff. There's not going to be a lot of guys playing, you know, because you got to have the guys you can trust in these big moments. And that's where you're going to see the teams, you know, especially that took big leaps last year coming into this year. You're going to see which teams are ready for that pretty much task there. What do you think, Sach?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, in the playoffs is just a different animal completely. We've seen it in 2 years straight with the Grizzlies. Fantastic regular season. Can't beat the Lakers. Can't beat the Warriors. And then we saw, you know, the Celtics, you know, they did have that one run, but it's been disappointment pretty much ever since then. They had a chance to get back to the championship with an 8 seed in their hand. And I don't care how hot an 8 seed is, they're still an 8 seed. And honestly, I think the Nuggets have a lot to prove in the playoffs as well this year. I mean, they won one, but it's pretty much still the same team. I'm worried about their 7-8-man lineup. I know Mike Malone just said on the radio the other day that he doesn't even know who's going to be that 7th and 8th guy off the bench in the playoffs. And that's kind of, we're already like 50 games in. That's kind of disturbing that he can't even figure that out yet. No one has really taken that spot. The Knicks are another interesting one. Their health, obviously, and the fact that Tom Thibodeau in the playoffs has not been able to get that done either. So there's a lot of people who are not on the hot seat, but it's just who's going to really show up in the playoffs. That's the main thing. Kings as well. They could have beat the Warriors. They were a new young team. And even the OKC Thunder, they're a big team that I'm curious about seeing in the playoffs as well. Yeah. They're second team in the West, but it's just with these young teams, the first go around is just never good. So yeah, I think you can see a 4th seed, a 5th seed make it to the championship on either side.
It's with the young teams, Sach, right? And then it's with those teams too that just acquired maybe other veterans. You're talking like the Bucks, the Suns here in this case. Usually that first go around in the playoffs, when you have a new type of dynamic there, you haven't really fully figured out what to do in those moments. Not to say that they can't, but that's what you kind of look at when you look at a Phoenix Suns team and a Milwaukee Bucks team. I mean, these guys just started balling together, right? But they haven't been in that big moment together. That's when a lot of the time stuff starts breaking down in the playoffs. And to what you said, kind of with the Nuggets too, the huge thing, seeding is also everything in these playoffs. And you look at a team like the Nuggets, they just lost their last 3 straight, right? So seeding wise going into that, I think the Nuggets were sitting like 4th. They're not really in the best position because I know they're trying. It's all about, you know, who's got home court too in these playoffs, the advantage there. So we're going to see this year's pretty interesting. I mean, the door is pretty wide open.
Let's go through this hypothetical thing. Let's say the Thunder finish off in the 2 seed, right? Right. Or even the 3 seed. If they go up any of those teams, let's say the Lakers can get them. Who are you picking out of the Lakers and the Thunder? A fully healthy team Laker versus the Thunder in a 7-game playoff series. Who are you
That's
picking?
where it gets interesting. Yeah,
I'm picking the Lakers. I would pick the Lakers
have
10
all the
times out of
experience in
10.
the world.
Yeah, I am too.
The Thunder would not be
Lakers.
ready for Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves. That's just – and let's say the Lakers seeding – the Lakers did this last year. They sat out a couple players like LeBron
They
and
purposely
them,
did that, yeah.
They purposely did it so they can get matched up against the Grizzlies because they knew it was a good matchup for them. And they skunked the shit out of the Grizzlies.
Peep this. If the playoffs started today, this is good. The playoffs started today in the West, you'd have – for the play-in, you'd have Dallas, Sacramento, you'd have Golden State, you'd have Dallas, Sacramento, Lakers, Golden State playing for 2 spots. Could you imagine the amount? Some.
And I don't think the OKC Thunder want any of those dudes in the playoffs. To be honest,
Yeah.
The first round, that's scary.
Yeah,
It's what we've said, and Sach brings up a great point there with the young OKC team, and we've kind of stated this in the previous episodes. OKC is going to be very dangerous in the next coming years. Just with how many draft picks they got, especially next year and whatnot. They're developing so well as a young team, but they haven't been in the big moment yet, right? So it'll be interesting to see. And to Sach's point on the tee. Man, you go up against fresh Lakers team, AD, LeBron, up against the young Thunder. I mean,
Chet Holmgren is not stopping any of those dudes.
Those guys know exactly what they would do against a young OKC team because they've been there so many times, right?
If the Lakers had to lose the last 2 games of the regular season to go up against the Thunder.
But nonetheless, who's to say OKC couldn't go on a run? But time always tells. Usually, the past doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. You'll see who has the experience in these coming playoffs. With that being said, but it'll be interesting. It's wide open.
The other thing that I'm disappointed about, and is like it's like Embiid has an excuse again. You know what I mean? Like it's like he's hurt again, and it's like that's becoming this thing. But it's also like I want to see that dude like be healthy in the moment. You know what I mean? Regardless of he's short suited with his squad, I just don't like that. Like it's like I don't want to say excuse me, that's too strong, but there's a reason again, right? There's a reason why he didn't get over the hump. It's like he was banged up, or he's going to come back, and he's conditioning because he's a big fella. And so it's like that you're probably not going to get 100% Embiid for the rest of the year, which is going to again impact at least to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, there. Now, like you said, kind of with Embiid being out and everything, there is the excuse there of Embiid's out, yada, yada, yada. They were one of those teams, regardless of him playing or not, they always make it to the playoffs, but they haven't proven themselves in the playoffs, even with Embiid. So that was a team, even if he was healthy right now, I was still going to be on the low with because you haven't proven it. You haven't really proven what you've got. Another team, and Sach kind of hinted at this one in a couple episodes back, is also the New York Knicks. Knicks are absolutely balling right now, and shout out our guy E again on assignment. We'll get him back on Saturday. But
our Knicks insider,
our Knicks insider. The Knicks have been absolutely balling in this regular season right now, but still, they're another team that's got to kind of prove themselves come playoff time, right? And to what we just talked about, can you figure it out? What will the rotation be there? I think this time around, though, they're starting to get a little more trust in a lot of these guys. I do believe Tibbs will have those guys ready to go come playoff time.
Defensively, they're going to play hard. It's going to be interesting, like seeing the Mavs and the Cavs in the number 2 slot, 6 games back from the Celtics. Yeah, that's another one. Don't sleep on them. You know what I mean? They got guard play, and Donovan Mitchell's obviously balling. I mean, I think he has some moments in Utah and such, but it's going to be interesting, man. If it was a start today, you would have Miami, Orlando, Chicago, and Atlanta trying to play for the last 2 slots, and then that would potentially you could have a Bulls Celtics matchup, Hawks Celtics matchup. It's interesting. You got the Pacers and you got the Knicks. It's almost like you got the Cavs, 76ers. It's almost like we're going back to the 90s or early '90s, mid '90s, and a lot of those teams are in the playoffs again. So there's going to be on the East. I think there's going to be some very physical, competitive basketball over there.
Yeah, the East is probably going to be. I mean, these playoffs are going to be wild, in my opinion. It's going to be wild.
Yeah. This one's gonna be crazy, man. I'm looking forward to this year's playoffs. A lot of good teams. What I like about this year too is there's a lot of those sleeper teams, kind of what we're talking about right now. A lot of teams.
Like if you were just to say, if you were just to like ask a casual fan, like, hey, what's 1 through 5 look like in the East? I bet they wouldn't have the Knicks and the Cavs.
The Knicks, Cavs,
like,
yeah.
It would be Boston, Milwaukee, 76ers, and then they'd probably be stumped, and when you look at that, you got Boston first, Milwaukee in third, 76ers in fifth. And
Heat are number 8. Heat are pretty low.
Yeah, right? They're 7 right now. Same wins. Only thing, head-to-head against Orlando, so same record. And then you have Chicago and Atlanta pretty far back, 4 games back from both of them. 4 games and then 6 games back, Atlanta. And Atlanta, it's just like, dude, Trae Young, dude. Atlanta's like, they're so sloppy. He's so sloppy with the ball and just jacks so many. It's like that. You want Atlanta to be in there. You know what I mean? Like, I'll play Atlanta or Chicago. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your best player can't be a guy. And I mean, they've been saying your best player can't be a guy that's like 6 foot unless he's Stephen Curry. Your best player can't be that.
Leading the league in turnovers the last 3 years. Like, you cannot be that high of a volume guy with that many turnovers and that size. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We even saw it with Russ. Like, guys like that who have that volume and just turnovers and they get the assists. Like, they can get all the stats they want, but in the playoffs,
his assist to turnover ratio is ridiculous. So that's gonna be interesting. But I really wish Embiid was healthy. So whether he wins or loses, it's not like, well, he wasn't healthy. You know what I mean? Because I think they give him a lot.
Yeah, that's how the MVP. That's how the MVP award this year is going to be too. Well, Embiid got hurt early, right? Yeah. I don't want to hear anything like that.
Yeah, that's part of the game, right? That's part of the game. You can't stay healthy. Like, every year, you're like, the way he got hurt was so, like, in my opinion, it was reckless on his part. Like, what are you doing in that position? Like, you're laid flat back in a crucifix position for an extended period of time. Like, what are you doing, man? I don't know, but that's a story for another glass. Sach's got feelings on that one too.
No, I'm just laughing because I know how much Zeej hates Embiid. It just gets him.
Well, that's going to be the story if a certain player I'm thinking about wins the MVP. There's going to be the narrative of, well, Embiid got hurt, this and that. But
at the end of the day, who cares? Just brush it off.
Yeah. No, you're right. Something interesting too, like we talk about teams, trying to get over the hump. Really, it'll be interesting to see what the Los Angeles Clippers do this year. I mean, they're a team who's kind of been in that same position each year. They always seem to get there, can't get over that hump, and obviously they're playing some really good ball right now in this regular season. They're interesting to me, but the question I have to you guys here, what are our expectations for the Boston Celtics? A lot of media members right now are throwing out that this is the starting 5 in all of basketball. I don't know kind of where we're at with that, but they're another team that has just not gotten over that hump, right? Seem to always falter when they get deep in the playoffs. What is the expectation for that Boston Celtics team this year?
I mean, it's either championship or bust. There's no other way.
It's got to be championship or bust. Yeah, it has to be.
In my opinion, they do have the best starting 5 in the league. That I think they do. But when it comes to showing up in the playoffs and who's going to be, coming off the bench producing, that's just a big question mark. Can Tatum and Brown, pull through in those clutch moments? They haven't really been able to do it consistently. And I mean, the expectation is just championship or bust over there. There's no other real way to put it.
Really
traded away, guys for Porzingis, for Drew Holiday. So
I mean, if they can't, I truly believe, and we'll see what happens, but I believe if they can't get that deep playoff run this year, you will see some management being fired over there in Boston for sure. You will see some movement over there. I mean, they've just been in that same spot each and every year. They have the top team, whatnot, but they just falter deep in the playoffs. So yeah, to what Sach said, it's really championship or bust kind of over there.
Yeah, I think the coach would have to go, and I do think it's championship or bust because when you look at it, and I think the problem I've always seen with Boston is they don't have who's the guy. You know what I mean? We know who the best player is on their team. I think it's Jason Tatum. But it's like when that moment comes, it's like, who's the guy?
He's like almost disappeared in the big moment.
Yeah, it's like,
right?
Who's
like,
taking the shot? I'm taking the shot.
Non-existent. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Brown can get his shot too, but it's like, it's almost like when you're watching him, you're just like, okay, we need to win tonight. And it's like, okay, the best players need to show up at that time, right? And Jason Tatum, to me, is just not like I'm not a huge Jason Tatum guy because he frustrates me, but because he doesn't do what everyone talks about, in my opinion, in the biggest moments, right? Like, how many times is he going to be in the moment and be like, not be the guy? Like, even if you got to force it, that's what you have to do. You got to be like, I'm the best player on the floor. I'm being paid as such. I have Jaylen Brown. I have a great starting five. So I don't need to take over the game. I need to learn how to, like Jordan, I need to learn how to win the game, reserve my energy. So when it's time, I know how to turn it up and turn it off, you know? But he's just frustrating to watch. But if they don't win, man, they've had a lot of changes, right? So obviously the coach, you know, he'll go. But last year or year before, you know, they had another coach, and then Brad Stevens went up there. They've had a lot of coaching changes with this squad. You know what I mean? So a lot of movement there. I don't think Brad Stevens will go, but I think the head coach, what's Cat's name, Sach?
Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah, he's gone.
Mazzulla.
You know, I think he got lucky because he kind of comes off. I don't know, man. Like
yeah,
like he's not a leader of men, so I'm shocked that he's got a head coaching job. You know what I mean? Like when you watch
I would have loved to see this team with what's his name? Ime Udoka. If Ime Udoka would have just kept this damn piece in his pants, they would have been.
Got excited, thinking in the wrong direction. Dude got excited over. Hey, got comfortable now. Got comfortable
over there. Started sneaking around.
Boston women started coming around. Got comfortable now.
Yeah, you start messing with the bottle. There's two things get you in trouble: the bottle and the zipper. You know, hey, if you're doing both, you're doomed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, it could have been a two-way. He was probably on the ball.
Really, I mean, you think about it. The guy was really in a dream situation over there, head coach.
Oh,
you know, a lot of things were rising on the up and up. Oh my gosh, totally messed that up. But yeah,
and he was a defensive-minded coach, which is perfect for these guys.
Yeah,
and from what I've heard, you know, the team really, you know, outside of all the stuff that happened with him, the team really respected him as the head coach. They loved where he was kind of going with things and whatnot. But
he was a coach that'll call. He was calling out Tatum. He was calling out Brown, Marcus Smart. Like he was a coach that, you know, you need that sometimes. You know, you got the pedigree like that, and he wasn't afraid to let the guys know how he felt. So
going from him to Mazzulla was like,
it was night and day. Mazzulla's just out there.
It was like going for like a beta fish to like a goldfish. You know what I mean? It was like, what are they doing? One's a stone cold killer, and the other dude's like just swims around the bowl. This is weird.
One of those goldfish with the puffy eyes too, like where Mazzulla's eyes are just
floating on his
wide open, deer in headlights.
But hey, so two things, updates. Steph Curry has 9. Third quarter's almost over, so I think that one's going to hit. They're up to 17.
Look at Clay.
Huge. Yeah, Clay. What's that?
Look at Clay coming off the bench, first time since his rookie year.
Yeah, he
30 ball.
Yeah, he said he's going to concede.
Clay got 35, bro. What?
35, 13 for 18, 7 for 11. He said he's willing to take a reduced role with reduced pay to stay with the Warriors. He wants to model his career after Ray Allen and who's the other cat he mentioned, but he wants to model his career after them. They were able to be productive late into their 30s, and he's 35. So there was a report. I read an article on that, and then Caitlin Clark broke the NCAA women's all-time points record with a logo 3. With a logo 3. So
she scored 49 tonight?
Yeah, and broke the record.
God, 35.5 over. Bet the house on it.
I wish we.
So the
I
most
wish we could
exciting betting moment
Shout
I
out
had.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, the most exciting betting moment I had this year was Curry against the Suns. I bet him 33.5 points, assists combined. And we were going to lose that bet, and he hit the last second three to put us over, and then they go on to win the game. So that shit was a gloom and doom. About to walk away from the TV, and the man hits the shot. So.
And the gambling gods just had to stick it right in your back for that over for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then the Super Bowl, they humble you and do what they do. But I don't know. But yeah, interesting. A lot going on in the NBA. I'm excited to see the second half. I'm excited to see if anyone makes a run, and also what teams are going to implode.
And yeah, I mean, look at the NBA too. I had Draymond for 1-3. He has 3 of them.
Yeah, Draymond's got Draymond.
He hit a 3. He hit his 3 in the first 2 minutes. Bang!
Whoa!
You bet him for 2, Josh?
No, I bet him for over. He just needed to hit 1 at like -120.
Guys, you heard it here first. To what Sach is saying, guys, we're off and rolling with the NBA Early Odd Player Edition. You can always catch that Monday through Friday, early morning, 6:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I mean, like we said, we do the work for you guys. We're trying to get you guys plays out in the day, and we are off and rolling this week, trying to get you a little extra cash after Valentine's Day, especially heading into the All-Star break. We're doing it. Doing good things, Sach, getting those out there, guys. We do the work for you, so be sure to tune into all those social media accounts. We're getting free plays to you guys each and every day, and this is what I love, guys. This show is going to be awesome, especially when we get out. Shout out our guy E when we get him back. This is what I love right here. We're getting closer to the playoffs come NBA. We're duking it out. We're kind of talking what's going on in the action and everything. So absolutely love that. Good conversation there. I do want to take a quick break in the action on a more serious note, and I know I speak for all of us on this show when I say definitely our hearts, our prayers, our condolences go out to everyone involved in that Kansas City parade shooting. Just a terrible, horrible thing. Don't really want to spend too much time, but absolutely horrible. So we are here sincerely. Just the thing you don't want to see in sports or in the world, right? Kids, families, everyone's there trying to celebrate their team who made it after a hard-fought Super Bowl, and an incident like that occurs. So yeah, just horrible. Hopefully new changes are to be made in the future, especially with huge events like this. But again, from the Bet Champ Show, sincerely, hearts, prayers, and condolences go out to just everyone involved and everyone out in the sports community too. Definitely huge impact on what happened, but we will get back into it, guys.
Cool. We can't obviously end it on such a somber note, but I want to over under bet. I want to see an over under bet of Travis Kelce, Tay. How much longer this goes on? The guy was a mess at the parade. He was a mess in the Super Bowl outside of his play. Like, the dude's getting drugged like by psychologists and neurological specialists on like his behavior and the past till now. Like, how long is Tay gonna like? Dude, the Super Bowl was the parade was embarrassing.
What'd he do?
Oh man, I'll send you some clips, man. Just wasted, trying to sing a different rendition of Friends in Low Places. Mahomes is trying to get the mic from him. He can't stand up. He's hanging on people. He's slurring his words. Like, the dude can't, like, he was like beyond blitz. Like, it was like embarrassing. Then Patrick Mahomes is giving his speech, and Kelce is like, can't stand. People are holding him up, staggering everywhere. Then you have the Andy Reid thing, which I think he handled like ridiculous, but whatever. And then I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. I think this ends poorly, probably for him more so than Tay. But yeah, I think the over-under is, I'm going with in the next 12 months. Under.
I don't know. I obviously I think they just got the world rattled right now. They got something going. Looks like there's some chemistry there, which is which is good. Yeah, I don't know. They just got the whole world kind of at their fingertips. Those two right there. They're definitely they're going to be named completely everything couple wise from here to come and whatnot. So we'll see. Be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Zach,
story
like,
that we will see unfold.
Zach's like,
I don't mind. I don't mind it. Obviously, the media has just blown it so well out of proportion, right? Obviously, it's news. It's a big story. I get that. I really I like Travis Kelce a lot. I think he's an amazing tight end. They got an awesome pod. Him and his other Jason Kelce. I enjoy watching that. I don't mind Taylor Swift at all either. I mean, the lady's the top performer, like, all art in the world. So I don't mind them as people at all. Like, I think they're great. I love seeing that they're together and whatnot. I just think obviously from a media standpoint, the media is trying to get so many stories out of this. And after time, it does start to get annoying a little bit because you're just like, okay, I can tell that they're getting annoyed by some of it.
yeah,
Them as people. Right. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
I
Let's
like the under 12 months.
Give Whit his under of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift under 12 months, guys. You can find that now live. He is got it. We're gonna hold him to it. We're gonna clip that February 15th, 2024.
It'll be done.
Whit laid it down. February 15th. We got 12 months. He's taking the under. Real quick here. You guys got some trivia questions going?
Yeah, we can get it popping.
Let's get it popping real quick. Couple quick questions. We're going to start doing this on every Thursday. Do some trivia with the fellas here. Got some good questions rolling. And then we got, after trivia, we got a new segment that I want to incorporate to the show. The fellas have no idea what I'm talking about, but they will after trivia. We'll get it up and rolling. But Sach, you want to start us off?
Yeah, here's a good one. Not too hard.
Shout out to our guy Patrick in the chat.
Look at Patricia.
Pat.
There's Patricia.
Shout out,
Salute.
Pat. Salute
Look
to
at this.
you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You heard it
Pat's
first,
been
Patrick.
sending in those clips. Look at Pat.
Shout out, Pat. Guys, we got all the live listeners right now. Again, you can find us on Twitch, X, as well as YouTube. Guys, we're tossing out free plays to you guys every day. This is Monday through Thursday. We run the after-hour edition with the fellas. We just talk all things sports. But catch us on Saturday, guys. Be sure to check out the Saturday show, again, on Twitch, X, or YouTube. That's our parlay show, guys. And we got an absolute slam banger for you guys this Saturday for the parlay. So we're gonna keep it up and rolling. But let's get going with some trivia. You want to get us going? Me and Whit going?
Yeah, here's a good one. Not too hard in the NFL. Who's the all-time winningest coach in NFL?
NFL history?
In
Don
NFL
Shula.
history.
Don Shula.
Well, thought it was going to be a look at Zeej. I didn't know Zeej didn't know that.
I got a trusty teammate. I got Whit. I'm gonna toss one of your guys' way real quick. I got two NBA ones for you guys. I'll throw it your way. Again, you guys got 2 minutes to answer. You guys can work together. Eventually, obviously, when we get E in this, we'll do teams. But it's just us three tonight, so we're up and rolling. In the NBA, there is one player to have a winning record against LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant. Who is that player?
Tim Duncan.
No, sir.
Yeah, Tim Duncan.
Is it Tim Duncan?
No.
Oh.
No, it is not. Good guess. This one,
is it gonna be some scrub that was just on a bunch of teams?
No.
Yeah, the NBA All-Star.
This is the guy. Yeah, absolute NBA world champion, 100%. In the back of your guys' minds, though, has a winning record against LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and Michael Jordan. His airness himself. I'll give you a little hint here, a little close to home.
Dikembe Mutombo.
Like close to our home?
A little close to home.
Dikembe Mutombo.
Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Reginald Billups. Watchman there. Got it. I like where you're going with Chauncey Billups, guys.
I would have never gotten that because Chauncey to me is a Piston.
No, absolutely. That's why I said
Chauncey's
world
from-
champion. Look at Pat. Look at Pat in the chat. Chauncey.
Chauncey.
That was a good one.
Chauncey's from my hood.
I got one for you guys.
He's from what's it called? Park Hill.
From
Absolutely,
1990 to 1999, Jordan won every NBA scoring title except 2 years when he was out. Who were the scoring champions those 2 years?
Karl Malone. Look at
The
Whit.
two-
Look at Whit.
Give me David Robinson.
Boom, that's one. Did he win it both years? The Admiral? Remember, he laid 71 one night. The Admiral. That's
Admiral.
one. Yep.
Give me David Robinson and give me. All right, Zeej, I did my part.
Yeah, I know. I really thought Karl Malone stole an MVP from Jordan. I know that.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway.
No.
No.
Two bigs, man. So David Robinson and Shaquille O'Neal. David Robinson, 94,
Shaq.
95. Shaquille
Shaq.
O'Neal.
I was going to say Shaq. God damn it. But I thought Shaq.
Shaq in Orlando.
Yeah. Shaq in Orlando.
Damn it.
Shaq in Orlando.
Yeah. You know what? I before I came up with that, I was like thinking because I saw I'm like, you know what? I know Jordan won every scoring title within that decade except when he was absent. And if you would have asked me, I would have been like Hakeem Olajuwon. I probably would have threw a Karl Malone in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was interesting, you know. And that's the thing. That's the thing I always think about that era is like I would have loved to see Jordan against that Houston Rockets team, man. That would have been an interesting series.
Yeah, that would have been
nice. Those are the two that
would have been a little different for those Rockets.
I think so, but man, would have
been a little different.
I don't know what
I don't
know what Luke Longley and Bill Winnington would have done with Olajuwon, but yeah.
Here's a good question. I like. Okay, here's for everyone. It's not a quiz. It's not a trivia question, but who's one player in the NBA that you think you could kick their ass? But it has to be bigger than 6 foot.
In the NBA?
Yeah. 100% life on the line.
Life on the line? Life on the line? Give me the crypto scammer himself. Give me Peyton Pritchard.
Oh,
Life on the line. Life on the line. No, I don't got no hate towards the guy or anything. He's a nice little role player. But life on the line. Give the crypto scammer himself. Shout out Drake. Give me Peyton Pritchard on the Boston Celtics.
Pat said Dennis Rodman.
Fuck.
I don't know, Pat. I don't know if you'd win that one.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like current player?
Yeah, you do current.
I'm 5'9", 5'10", 2 bills, man. I gotta get someone that's I'm not fucking. I might be able to get Nate Robinson. Oh, he's not current though. He got knocked out. You know, I think I can tell he's small. He's too small though.
I think the guy that you just said that you were with the assists and turnovers. I think you should pick him.
You know what? I'd probably want to scrap with that dude, man. I could see me getting in a fight in a pickup game at the gym against Trae Young. You know what I mean? He's just kind of guy. He would do me. He would school me basketball wise, but I could just see him, dude. Just the way he looks and his hair and I'm not a Trae Young guy, man.
Who would you take, Sach? I'm interested. You got to think realistic too. I mean, half of these guys are 6'7", 20. You know, so you got to be real. That's why I said mine. I think mine's pretty realistic. But go ahead, Sach. I'm interested to hear.
I think, who would I just have to ring? I have to pick someone who's obviously not as heavy as me. Damn, because I was gonna pick Trae Young, but I won't pick Trae Young.
Could you imagine? I could see the tail of the tape, Sach and Enes Kanter. You wouldn't know.
Oh God, he would kill me.
Put them up side by side. You're Enes Kanter is fighting Enes Kanter.
That's you're saying I look like Enes Kanter?
I'm fucking with you because let's get a picture of oh shit.
That's ridiculous.
Give me who you got though, Sach.
Well, damn,
He's trying to look it up.
I'm looking up smallest NBA players.
Smallest NBA player. You can fuck with Giddy. I can see you beating up Giddy. Grayson.
Oh, that's a good one. I think I would kick his ass.
That's a good one. That's a good
Giddy. I don't care if you did anything. I just don't like what I read about
Chet. We taking Chet.
Nah, dude, could you imagine him whipping that arm? Just like whipping that arm, just hitting you like a homie sock. Just
that's
nah, dude. That's,
Did you see what E just shout out our guy E off of assignment. He's out of pocket right now. You see what he just said in the chat though?
no, what he say? What he say? Can we get it up, Sats? Can we get it up?
What'd he say?
Oh, I thought he was saying he would fight. He was telling us who he thinks the rookie of the year is going to be. I thought he was saying he was going to fight this dude.
Oh, what did he say?
He said Chet Holmgren for
rookie
of the year.
So I do have a trivia question though. You guys may
go ahead.
You guys may know this one, but who are the only two players in NBA history to have 35 30-point games through 50 games of the NBA season?
Say that again.
Who's the only two players in NBA history? Well, 1950s since the merger. There's only two players in league history that through the first 50 games of a season have had 35 or more 30-point games.
James Harden. No.
Is KD in there?
No. Kobe.
No. You got Mike. I give you one. You got Mike.
Okay, I was gonna say Mike next. Wilt.
No. Current player.
It's got to be a shooter. No, it's got to be a shooter.
Wait, a current player that has scored 35 or more?
30 points or more in 35 of the first 50 games of the season.
And he's current? Was it Steph?
SGA.
Oh
gosh, shit. I'll tell you what. And wow, that's crazy to think about. And crazy kind of what our conversation, first of all, before I break this, E was saying he would take Chet Holmgren. That's true. Shout out E on assignment out of pocket.
Yeah. But he said he would take Chet. Still got that dog in him.
He said he would take Chet Holmgren in a fight. I love it.
I don't know, E.
No, I'll tell you what, kind of where our conversation was going. SGA is a bad man. I mean, that dude's in the running for the MVP race as well.
Yeah, he's
bad man. Like I said, the OKC from years to come, young team getting developed. SGA is an absolute bad man. So I do like that one. I'll throw out one more trivia question for you guys, and then we're gonna hop into this new segment I want to incorporate in the show. So George Gervin. Shout out if you guys know the nickname. Do you know the nickname?
George
Gervin.
Was he like the phone booth or something? Or?
Wait, what's his nickname?
The Iceman.
The Iceman, George Gervin.
The Iceman.
He would have got that one, Rob.
But here's the actual question.
Here's
the actual question. The Iceman. There we go. E just chimed in on the chat. The Iceman, George Gervin, most points scored in a quarter. This record was broken in 2015 by which player?
Klay Thompson, 37
points.
37 in the third.
Nice one.
ZJ, you just asked two Warriors guys.
Yeah, come on,
I know.
dude.
I wanted to keep you boys on your toes.
The guy has 35 in 18 minutes tonight already. Like, the dude is an absolute freaking – he can fill it up, man. I'll take him. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised to see him win like sixth man of the year. Because I think next year he's still slow defensively, but I think next year if he comes off the bench in that role, I think he'll still average his 18 a game because I think he'll have fresher legs and his defense will improve. And I think his plus minus will be a lot better.
Heck yeah. Good chat tonight, fellas. We got it up and I love this NBA talk, especially heading into after the All-Star break. We'll get some more of these to come, especially with E coming back. Tune in, everyone, to that Saturday show. This Saturday, again, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, you will get the fellas with our par parlay, and we might have some guests on the show. Let us know if you would like to be a guest on the show. We would love to have you chime in and add your absolute best bet of the day to that parlay. We will get that up and rolling on Saturday. But real quick, I want to incorporate this new segment to the show. We'll get it up and rolling. I would like to do this every Monday. I know it's Thursday right now. I just kind of want to throw it out there today. Every Monday. But our new segment each and every Monday, trying to get some cheer in the air, get all the bettors out there in the world, all the sports fanatics going into the new week of betting. Our new segment of the Bet Champ Show on Monday nights. We're going to have Wit's Wisdom. Wit, what do you have to leave the people with to start of their, it's the end of the week on this show, but to get them going, what do we got? Wit's Wisdom.
Wit's Wisdom, man. I think I said it earlier. We'll do this the day after Valentine's Day. A lot of effort was put in with the significant others. Don't blow all that credit. Don't let your credit score dip by being too heavily involved with the bottle or the zipper. Those are the two things that can get you in trouble out there. And usually when you're with the bottle, it leads to a little bit of, frivolous behavior or unscrupulous behavior, if you will. But no, all seriously, be nobody but yourself in a world that's trying anything it can to make you somebody else. That's E. Cummins quote. Zach put me on the spot there, but I'll say that in a world today that's trying to make everybody something else, just be yourself, be genuine, be authentic, be consistent, be hardworking.
Absolutely, guys. You heard it here first. That's our guy. You will see that every Monday night. Wit's Wisdom gets you going with the week, guys. Hell of a show tonight. Some good talk to be had. Again, guys, tune in for all the viewers and live listeners. Tune into all the socials. That's at Instagram and TikTok at The Bet Champ Show, as well as X at Bet Champ Show. Guys, we are tossing out free plays to you guys each and every day. You can catch Sach and myself Monday through Friday in the morning, 6:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We will get you those early NBA player prop odds. You won't see us next week, though, because of the All-Star break. But best believe once that ends, we're going to be back rolling. Sach, how did we end up doing this week?
We ended up going 3-1 today so far if Steph stays under. But, we went 4-0. That's 3-1.
Three straight 3-1 days, ladies and gents. Like, we do the work for you. That's every Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Catch us there, as well as for the fellas, E, Wit, Sach, and myself. You can catch us every Monday and Thursday night, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The After Hours Show, guys. We talk all things sports. Anything you guys want to know, chime in on that live chat. We'll add you to the show. We want to get the conversation up and rolling. What is going on in the world of sports and just in the world in general. So catch us there, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And again, like I said, guys, catch us this Saturday for our parlay show. We're going to get some good odds to you guys, a good layout to you, hopefully for some good cheddar to throw in your pocket. You will find that 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time live on YouTube, Twitch, and X. And that's it for tonight, fellas. Just want to go quickly around the room. Anything you guys want to add before we get out of here?
No, I'm good. Everyone just enjoy the All-Star break, keep the bankroll high, and, we'll come guns blazing after the All-Star break.
Great show tonight, man. Missed E, but the dude is on assignment, angry in traffic probably, I don't know, but still talking about who we would fight, has the answer to the Iceman, clearing up confusion with Rookie of the Year versus an actual physical competition with Chet Holmgren. So, looking forward to have the Rutgers finest, Lakewood, New Jersey's finest back in the bottom right hand portion of my screen.
Absolutely.
That is it for us, guys. The Bet Champ Show After Hours edition. Hopefully you guys all had a nice Valentine's Day. Maybe got a little lucky. We're going to try to get you a little even luckier with some cash in your pocket come this weekend. That's it for tonight, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right. Peace.